three hardest words to say sometimes. I know from experience.
Don't stress, live life one day at a time. Don't drink or drugging, you'll be fine.
Welcome back to Staying Sober with Papa Joey. Today I'm going to talk about those three words that at times are so difficult to say, and that is, I need help. You know, when I was drinking, many times I thought to myself, I better stop, but I didn't know what to do, which is kind of crazy because what do I always say here on the channel? The only way you can get sober and stay sober is you don't drink no matter what, and no matter what means no matter what. So I didn't figure that out yet. So I always thought there was this big thing I had to do. Well, I kept on drinking. And when I got into trouble, you know, I told everybody, well, listen, I got this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut back on my drinking. I know better now. And if I go to a party or something, I'm going to have one or two. If I go out with my buddies, I'm going to limit myself to just 2 or 3 beers. That's it. And then I'm done. I'll drink Diet Coke or something. Yeah, well, that never happened. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you may be able to relate, maybe not. Maybe you had more control with your drinking or your drugging than I did. I wasn't into drugs, but I know a lot of people who were, and they had the same issues. You know, they went out, got fucked up, taking some drugs, and got in some trouble, or, you know, worse. You know, maybe had an overdose or two, and they said, okay, I'm good, I got it. I'm not going to let that happen again. And it happened. And people who drank said, hey, listen, it's under control. It's under control. I don't need any help from anybody. Just 1 or 2 beers. That's it. And then they go out. Then, unfortunately, when they were out, they had way more than 1 or 2 beers. And on the way home, got themselves into a car accident where not only they got hurt, but they hurt other people. All because we don't want to admit that we need help. And I'm telling you now, it's okay to ask for help. Our egos get in the way. I understand that. But I learned that many people's egos got in the way, especially when it came to their drinking and drugging. You know, we thought, for the most part, we could hide it from people. And then when we got caught, again, we thought we can control it. And how many times did people say, dude, you need to get some help? No, what are you talking about? I don't need help. I got this. You need help. Remember that time you got drunk? Remember that time you got all fucked up on those drugs? Maybe you're the one that needs help. Don't tell me what to do. And then we leave and we think, yeah, maybe they're right. But that, you know, I'll figure it out. I'll figure this out. And we kept on trying to figure it out until, you know, something unfortunately really bad happened to us. And then we had to take a good long look at ourselves and go, yeah, I need help. Where do I go? What do I do? Now, in my day, there was no internet or anything like that. The only thing I knew, because somebody had told me they were 10 years sober because they walked into an AA room, I said, okay, I'm going to give that a try because, man, I'm shit out of luck. And I walked into an AA room. I told them, this is my first day here. What do I do? And I met some nice people. They said, stick around. We got a meeting in about an hour. Until then, help yourself, you know, to a coffee. We got soda here. You know, just sit around, start talking to people. And that's what I did. And it was a noontime meeting. And at noontime, I walked into the room. I sat down, looked around. Must have been about 40 people there. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, I thought all these people were going to, you know, look like alcoholics. Now, I hate that word, but I'll say it here. And I looked around and I'm like, man, these are like normal looking people. That lady over there looks like she could be my aunt or my mom. And that guy over there all suited up. I mean, I wonder what he's doing here. And the guy over there, clean shaven, looking good. I'm thinking to myself, am I in the right place? I mean, my hair was down to here. My shoulders were like shrugging, and you know, I just got done with, you know, one hell of a hangover 2 days before, but everybody looked normal until they started to talk. And then I started to hear about everybody's story. And they put that meeting towards me about the new guy here. Let's try to help this new guy. And at the first time in my life, I realized, it's not too bad asking for help. And that's what I want you to realize. If you're struggling out there and you tried it on your own, it's not working, go get yourself some help. And now, like I've always said, you go to AA. I think that's a great place to start, or NA, if you're into the drug scene, and I hope you're not, but if you are, it's a way to start. And then, little by little, you don't drink or use no matter what, and no matter what means no matter what, and you start finding your own way. You start to understand it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to tell somebody, as long as you can trust them, maybe some of your little secrets that would happen to you when you were drinking and drugging. And you're going to find out that a lot of the things that we hid from others, other people did the same shit that we did. So you have to be willing to just say, I need some help. And I don't give a damn how old you are. I was 32 when I walked into an AA room, and thankfully, I'm 64 years old now. I know what you're thinking. Hell no, Papa Joe, you don't look 64. I thank you for that, but I just turned 64. So I walked in and said, hey, I need help. I want to end my drinking career, and I've been sober ever since. I know a lot of people who've done that. There's no age requirements. I know people went in at 60 years old. Thankfully, they made it that long, and they were successful and still sober today. But they all did the same thing. They all walked into AA and said, I need help. Now, some people have gone to the church and said, can you help me out? Man, I'm struggling. Man, my life is out of control. I'm drinking too much. I'm partying too much. I got to do something. And in the church, of course, they're going to minister to you and tell you about Christ and God, and ask if you want to accept Christ in your life, which I think is a cool thing. I've done that, but I'm not telling you that's what you have to do. But there's people there that'll help you, and you have to be willing to take that help. But also, you have to be willing to do what they tell you. And trust me, it's not that hard. Now, when I went to AA, there were some things I liked about AA, and there were other things I didn't, which was fine. The things that I liked and I felt comfortable doing, I did. Things that I really didn't feel comfortable about doing, I didn't, which was okay because I learned early on, I don't drink no matter what, and no matter what means no matter what. Lived my life that way ever since, and I encourage you to do the same thing. So all I'm saying is, if you're struggling, go out and get help. Now, you're welcome to comment on the page, maybe say, what you're going through, or you're welcome to email me. I answer everybody's email. It's soberpapajoey@gmail.com. I understand a lot of people don't like leaving comments, and I don't blame them, because sometimes people judge you. I've received quite a bit of emails since I started this podcast, and I answered every single one of them and gave whatever advice I think could help them, and many people reply, it did help them. So that's pretty cool. Now, here's what I'm going to ask you, because I also need some help. I'm trying to build this channel. I've always been afraid to ask for somebody to like the video and then subscribe to them. Now, I've had a few YouTubers reach out to me that have really great channels and a lot of subscribers, and they're giving me some advice. But one of the big things is you've got to ask people to like and subscribe. And I do put it, somewhere on my screen, please like and subscribe, but I normally don't ask too much. And my goal with this channel has always been to grow the channel so I can be some help to somebody who's struggling. Now, my philosophy has always been that whatever it takes for somebody to get sober and stay sober, that's what they need to do. But again, I'll say it until the day they put me 6 feet under, you don't drink or use no matter what, and no matter what means no matter what. That'll keep you sober, all right? But there are going to be some challenges in the way, and that's where you got to ask for help. I'm going to put my pride aside and say, I really want to grow this channel. So if you could help me by liking and subscribing to. Until the next time, remember, don't drink or use no matter what, and no matter what means no matter what. And remember, your story is the only story that'll keep you sober, just like my story keeps me sober. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Think about your serenity. Be grateful for your sobriety.